Hocus Pocus. The name's infamous, but you can call me M3 Bullet, and I'm reviewing Hocus Pocus, the most iconic Halloween movie, for a Halloween movie review. Like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. Hocus Pocus, a movie released back in 1993. This movie is a classic, a masterpiece that any kid that were born in the 90s or the 2000s remember. It came on ABC Family, well nowadays it's Freeform, and Disney Channel every year around Halloween. Okay, so the movie starts back 300 years ago. Keep that in mind, it was 1993. It's set back in 1693 in Salem, Massachusetts. A teenage boy by the name of Zachary Binks wakes up and notices that his little sister went missing. He went into his buddy to help find her. He saw his sister being lured by one of the Sanderson sisters. There's three of them. Zachary ran through the woods trying to save her. And we are introduced to the sisters, Sarah, Winifred, or Winnie, and Mary. Winnie is the brains of the whole thing. They had a plan to drain the life force of children to keep them alive and young forever, using the potion that they made. Thackeray snuck in, but he got caught. He destroyed the rest of the potion, but Winnie shoots him with lightning like Emperor Palpatine. He tried to save her, but he was too late. The sisters drained her life force. The sisters cursed him to live forever as a cat. The townspeople hanged him, but before they were even hanged, the sisters cast a spell that would bring him back from the dead, and they'll drain the rest of the kids' life forces in Salem. Now it's 1993. A kid named Max Jennison just moved from California, and he was talking about the Sanderson sisters. He's a skeptic, a sourpuss, and he hates it there. Then there was a girl named Allison that he kinda liked, and she believes in the Sanderson story. He tried to shoot a shot, but it didn't work. While he was on his way home, two stoner dudes jacked his shoes. He went into his room being mad at everything. Then his little sister, Danny, jumped out of his closet, and being an annoying little sister, made him take her trick-or-treating. They ran into the guys that jacked his shoes. Danny embarrassed him, he got mad at her, and he said that he's sorry and that he wants to go home. Then they went to these rich people looking houses. They went inside and Allison lives there. Their folks do some 1700s themed costume party while she got candy duty. Danny and Allison were talking about the Sanderson sisters, and Max saw an opportunity to hang out with Allison to go to the Sanderson house. Danny was against it. Allison tugs along, but she went upstairs to change clothes. Max made a deal with Danny. If she goes with him to the Sanderson house, he gotta go trick-or-treating with Danny next year as Wendy and Peter Pan, with Max wearing tights. They went down to the Sanderson house that was turned into a museum that was abandoned. They got inside, the door was open. Allison found a switch to turn on the lights. Danny and Allison were looking at Winifred's spellbook, and Max saw the black flame candle. And the legend goes, if a virgin lit the black flame candle on Halloween night, the Sanderson sisters will come back to life. Before Max could lit the candle, Thackeray as a cat attacked him. Danny got spooked. Max lit the stupid candle like an idiot. Spooky things started happening. The kids hit around, and the Sanderson sisters came back. Mary can sense children. The sisters try to find Danny. They found her, and they start small talking. They tried to get Danny. The kids fought the Sanderson sisters and got out of there. Before they got out, Max turned on the sprinkler system, and Bing started talking. Max freaked out for a second and grabbed the spellbook. The sisters noticed that the sprinkler system was water, then they went after them. The kids went into the cemetery of all places. Bing started talking about Winifred's ex-boyfriend Billy, and the kids now know that the Sanderson legends are true, and that Binks been guarding the place until Max lit the candle. Allison tries to open the book, but Binks told her not to. Max tried to burn it, but it didn't work because it was protected by magic. The witches caught up with them and they're flying on the broomsticks. They can't step foot on a cemetery, trying to catch the spellbook. They can't step foot on there. I know I mentioned that. And Sarah was being a little creepy with Max. When he brought her ex back, she had him chase the kids down. The kids went into a tunnel that leads into a sewer. The kids went all over town to try to tell everyone what happened. No one didn't believe them. The sisters was exploring the present day. Eventually there was a party and the Sanderson sisters were doing a dope musical performance and they cast a spell that made people dance and they got up out of there. Max was beating himself up. Allison had an idea how to kill them. The kids set a trap at Max and Allison's school. They tricked them into going to a furnace and they burned them alive. They celebrate because they killed them. Binks and Max had a little talk, and I'm quoting, "Please take care of Danny, Max. You never know how precious she is until you lose her." The kids adopt Binks, they went home, and Max and Allison had their snuggle moment. The Sanderson sisters are still around because of this candle. And remember those stoner dudes that stole Max's shoes? They insulted the sisters and got locked up in a cage. Sarah was touching them like a thirsty chick that hadn't had none in a long time. Get it? She tried to remember how she made the potion, but she doesn't remember. She called to her book. Allison wakes up and try to hurry up out of there. Max and Allison open Winifred's spellbook to try to find a way to bring Binks' curse, but they activated a beacon. The sisters follow it to get to the spellbook. Allison and Max went downstairs to get some salt. They heard some noise and went to Max's room, and the sisters ambushed the guys and took Danny and Binks. Sarah was singing because it lures kids. Allison realized that the candle is about to go out. The sisters are at their crib brewing the potion. While they were doing that, Max busted in, destroyed the badge, and got Binks and Danny out of there. They chased after them again. They went back to the cemetery. Billy got Max, and Billy cut his mouth open and started roasting the sisters. And now he's on the kids' side. And the kids prepare for the last fight. Max sacrificed himself by drinking the rest of the potion. Winifred was draining him, but it was too late. The sun was up, the sisters blew up, Billy went him back to sleep. The kids realized that Binks was dead, but his soul was free, and he reunites with his sister, and the movie was over. Okay, y'all, this is my part of the commentary of the video. Honestly though, Hocus Pocus is a classic. Me and my sister used to watch this all the time, every year around Halloween. It's our favorite movie. It's the #1 movie that we watch all the time. Well, around Halloween. Y'all already know that. I gotta admit, the effects back in the day, I mean, compare it to now, it's not, it would be considered rudimentary or basic back then. I mean, nowadays, we got CGI. So, yeah. And with that, the reason why I really did want to do this video first, but nah, I wanted to do The Nightmare Before Christmas. And Halloween is my favorite time of the year. The reason why I want to do this one second is because A, I heard that there was a rumor, or what was it, that another Hocus Pocus movie is coming out next year, like 2022, I think, with some of the original cast coming back. Okay, admit it. Sarah, out of all of the Sanderson sisters, are the fine ones. Well, she is the fine one. You know what I mean. Okay, if Sarah was black, I would definitely let her play with me. I would. No cap, no cap. Okay, there was like a bunch of plot holes. Like, where did the candle came from? Like, in the beginning part of the movie, they never specify a candle though. I mean, they mentioned something about a virgin, but how was a virgin gonna bring them back? And I gotta admit, it was a good movie though. I mean, the writing. I mean, I used to watch this a lot as a kid, and looking at it now as an adult, just how this came out in the '90s. Like, I know the '90s was a dark age of Disney. Like, every movie from the '90s era was completely dark. The Lion King, Nightmare Before Christmas, which I already did. I would recommend checking out that video I did. Let's see, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and that's it. That okay. Hunchback of Notre Dame was really, really dark, even for a Disney movie. Even darker than The Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know how the heck was this considered a kids show. Like, the movie was virgin shaming throughout most of the movie. I don't know why they did that. I guess they were just, I don't know, just making stuff up. And Sarah, okay, even though she's fine, she's a little creepy though. Like, throughout the whole movie, she was doing creepy stuff. Like, she was touching people, creepy. If this was a dude, this movie would have been shut down. Like, it would be down. Oy. But I gotta admit though, it was like a perfect movie though. On my personal rating, I'm gonna rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I give Hocus Pocus an 8.5, which is a decent rating though. Alright, that was my review on Hocus Pocus. Like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. And if you like some of my artwork, I recommend going to my DeviantArt page. The link is in the description. DeviantArt is like an online virtual art gallery that everyone can see. So please check it out and subscribe and turn the notifications on. M3 Bullet out.